Audubon 2456.
File corrupted. Beginning recovery process.
Data the Save is back with another wonderful File Corrupted. Got another great show here today. Let's go around. Let's start off with what I forgot to do last episode and introduce everybody here on the show. To my left, Michael. How you doing?
Hi, everything's good. Everything's great. It's hot outside, but other than that, we're doing all right.
That's good, Michael, because hotter it is outside, the more likely people are to stay inside and play video games and listen to podcasts about playing video games.
Well, there's a point where that interferes with the video game playing. Sorry to our Pacific Northwest listeners who are dealing with their massive heat wave.
Listen, we can't fix everything. You know
No, we cannot.
Like, I like the fact that we start this show off being like, what can we do about power grids and stuff like that. To my right, Nick, what do you know about power grids?
Nothing.
Woohoo! We are
Yay.
prepared. This is going to be a great show. No, it is great to be back here. We wanted to do this fun show. It's a holiday weekend here in the States. So we got together, let's hang out. We've been probably doing a show equivalent of talking already before we decided to put it on microphones. But that's the joy of this whole thing. Today we got a fun topic we're going to talk about. We're going to do our Pals of Shame. Video games that we should have played, but we haven't played. And this might be a good opportunity for us to think about games that should be played on this here show. See, it all fits into the same theme. But before we do that, we got some business to handle. Up top, we talked about last episode about shenanigans were taking place on the TikTok because somebody doesn't have the login and someone who does has been using it to evil means.
Whatever are you talking about?
Mike, would you like to fill in people on what's been going on over on our TikTok?
Okay, so a few weeks ago, I thought it would be funny to call out Eric for not wanting to play Sonic Adventure 2, because I think that would be a hilarious game to play for the show. And I just like the idea of doing a 2-part in-detailed analysis of this stupid video game. Eric was like, I don't want to touch that. So I went to the TikTok, and over 1,000 listens and a total of 100 followers later, me and Eric have a bet going on. If we can get 5 new 5-star reviews on our iTunes before the next game club, we will play Sonic Adventure 2.
5-star reviews. Now, we have had 2 5-star reviews, and we had a written review.
Someone who had given us 5 stars before. So the jury is out on that. If that
person apparently also has really good taste in podcasts. But no, we are moving along. I would hate to sit here and promote this behavior, but at the same time, it's a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. I'm not gonna sabotage our chances of getting reviews and stuff by being like, don't freaking review the show. I don't want to play Sonic Adventure, but at the same time, I don't want to play Sonic Adventure. But I am a man of my word. I will. Oh no! There was almost an energy drink onto a laptop here. It's fear just filled my heart.
Well, now I can't cut out that sound because we addressed it.
Yeah, also, that's content now.
Yeah, it's content. Also, we scared some people half to death on the last show with that broken glass moment. I had a couple of people come up to me and slap me in the back of the head on that one. But I will honor my statements. 5-star reviews on the iTunes. I will even expand it. If you can show that you left us a review on your favorite podcast app. Because we're on a bunch of podcast
If
apps.
you have reviewed us before and just show us, hey, I given you a 5-star review, here's my screenshot or something to our email, that'll count, I guess.
If you send that to @stateofthesave@gmail.com.
Or
stateofthesave@gmail.com, not the @ part.
When I thought of this whole thing, I thought it would be, I was just thinking how funny it would be to get to where we rank the stuff, and then Eric have to contend with Dead Space and decide for himself if we have a new worst game on the list, which is fun, or if Sonic Adventure 2 is a better game than Dead Space. I want to put Eric in that situation just because I think it is too hilarious to pass up.
I once said that this show is entirely up to the whims of our decisions. Like, yeah, we don't do a ton of analyzing of stuff. We just kind of do what we want and see what happens. And now I'm regretting that entire business model. Nick, how do you feel about this shenanigans? You were on the Pro Sonic Adventures.
I mean, I don't know, man. I like Sonic Adventure Battle too, because you can make little chows
Yeah, the Chow Garden's pretty great.
and then force them to compete in sports, which for some reason I was really into when I was in like the 4th grade, whenever this came out.
It's like the U.S. gymnastics kind of level of like, walk harder, chow.
Yeah,
Jump higher.
You can throw the egg and it'll come out with like X's on its eyes, but it's still alive and it still has to compete in these sports.
Jesus Christ, man.
And then you can either make them angels or this. I don't know. I'm
What
not
the
gonna try
hell
to
is
explain
happening
this.
in Sonic Adventures 2?
These chows angels or devils.
If you want to find out, leave us 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I guess on a more serious note, this is the first time I'm ever going to replay a Sonic game as a grown man.
Same.
So I don't know if this is going to be like, why do people like this? Or if it's going to be like, actually, no, it's still pretty good.
The Sonic community, man, it can go either way. Like, you either can talk some shit about a Sonic game, and they'll be like, yeah, you're right, man. This fucking sucks. Or they will come like... They will fully dress up in their furs and come looking for you. Like, I feel like it would go either way. Now, I am willing to stick to my bets. I'm willing to do what I promised I would do. But you guys got to keep up your end of the bargain
And
here.
I will concede suggesting games for a while because I feel
Damn
like I
right
did
you
it.
will.
I did it. Wait, I'll just sit back for a while.
I feel like me and Nick get to go like 2 rounds of us picking games
that's fair. That's
before
fair.
you get another chance.
I will concede suggesting things for a while.
All of this has to be done by the next episode of State of the Save, the first part of our game club coming up, which will be on BioShock.
You have 1 week from when this drops. So let's make this happen.
You got 1 more week. I will say, I want to thank everybody. Huge week for us. Listener-wise, big jump. Everybody been telling people, I guess, or joining us through the State of the Save's many social media accounts.
It's the booby mannequin following.
Yeah, we got
that section of the listeners.
we got our first censorship on TikTok. They took down one of our videos for a little while for nudity. And like, if I'm gonna do a video that's gonna get taken down for nudity, damn it, I'm gonna be naked in the video. But this one, they were mad because the mannequin in the Rey Mysterio video was too sexy. TikTok was like, listen, we are all okay with like 16-year-old girls doing dances and shit, but you can't have a mannequin, all right? Like, TikTok has weird standards.
Yeah, it's since been reposted and has gained about 2,000 views since it seeing about 13,000 views. That
Fine-looking
weird
mannequin,
video.
bro.
It is
It's a fine-looking mannequin. You know what? If that's what we're going to do, we're just going to have to work that mannequin into all our videos. Like, we'll do videos about, like, hey, would you like to check out our new video? And it would be just behind it. It would just be the booby mannequin.
the weird Virtua Fighter training dummy.
It is weird that they felt the need to give the training dummy boobs.
I was driving through Kernersville yesterday, and there was a barbecue place where their mascot was a pig with boobs. She was like delivering like food, like a waitress or something. But I was like, they felt the need to give the pig boobs. This is weird.
Do they give her like the Daisy Duke shorts and stuff? Because if it's the one I'm thinking of,
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen this, but that's what I pictured. Is just like tied
It
up
was just
shirt.
like a. It was just a standard like kitchen attire.
so it doesn't even like they didn't even go all the way with it.
No, they were just. Like,
And also, the fact that that image popped into my head means I think there's another barbecue place around here
Oh, I
that
believe it.
has the Daisy Dukes wearing pig. So apparently, barbecue place is very horny, which actually kind of
Checks out.
It kind of checks out. There's a lot of them around here. We're kind of in like a little sub capital of barbecue around here, and there's some horny fucking barbecue places. You probably didn't think when you turned on an episode of State of the Save you'd be listening about horny barbecue places, but you never know. Let's talk about some video games. Nick, you want to talk about some video games? You've been playing any video games?
The only video game that I have been playing, other than my usual rotation, is Phantom Abyss.
Talk to me about Phantom Abyss.
we were both very interested in hearing about
This game rocks, dude.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, it's weird. It's in early access on Steam right now, but I feel like the way that they pitch this game is kind of, I don't know, misleading, but it's good. Okay. But it's just like, if you think about it, like any game that's like a run based, like this game is pretty much like a roguelike at this point, or light. I don't know the terminology. Please don't hound me. But like you're going through these seeds, these platforming environments, and the whole thing is like you're only one person's gonna clear this dungeon. But like, how many times can you really say that you've cleared the same dungeon in like Dead Cells?
Yeah, I mean, because there is always slight changes, but like there's slight changes, but it's usually in the equipment you have, not necessarily like the bosses are the same and stuff. I mean, yeah, so we were very, very high on this game when we saw it at E3. Mm-hmm. If you listen to the really good E3 show that we put out, we talked about this for a while.
We were raving about how excited we were for this concept.
Yeah. So, as the guy who's played the bulk of it,
mm-hmm.
Played some of it, does it actually meet the excitement level that we have? Like, did they sell the concept right? Because one of the big things we kept talking about is we wanted like leaderboards where we could show off how many of the dungeons we cleared. We wanted to be able to challenge each other to the dungeons we failed on. I know it's still in early access, but is any of that stuff in there, or?
So I'll say that it definitely, the area that this game shines is going to be those where they tweak their multiplayer aspect. So there's not like multiplayer in a cooperative form or anything, but there is like the biggest thing about this game that they pitched was like every dungeon that you play, you're going to see every other person that's failed this dungeon as a ghost in this dungeon. So the biggest thing I think that makes it interesting is you're going to see where they died. You're going to see, somebody might find a secret before you do, and you're like, oh, I need to go over there and grab this chest or whatever. And then later on in the game, they tweak that relationship with the ghost, and then like, you might get a whip that's like, you'll get 50% more coins out of chests, but if a ghost gets to that chest before you, you don't get those coins now. So
okay, that's actually kind of cool. So because that's something we didn't really pick up. I guess they didn't really talk about was the concept that you're also competing with the ghosts still. Because I thought the ghosts were entirely just like, this is where other players did when they win this dungeon. But the concept of like, well, I have to beat the ghost to the chest because if he got the chest in his run, I don't get the chest. Yeah, that's actually that's pretty cool. The concept of you're still competing with them even though they failed. Right. So, like, I guess, like, if you were in a dungeon, you made a pretty good headway in a dungeon, you could kind of screw over other players, even if you didn't succeed. It definitely does add that metagame
to it, where, sometimes I try to play it. Like, in the earlier dungeons, I will definitely try to speedrun it, just so if I die, which is actually, the other half of this is, like, if you clear the dungeon, every other ghost in that dungeon gets their loot when you clear it. Oh. Right, yeah. So there's keys that unlock different whips and also further progression into the dungeon that you lose when you die. And you also lose any whip that you took with you that you've unlocked until it's cleared, or you can pay like a premium when you get back to the hub, which I never do. Yeah. Don't do that. Eventually, you do get to the point where it's just like, I've got 96 green keys, so I don't need them. Yeah. But
that's a cool idea of like affecting the relationship you have with another like explorer of the dungeon. Yeah, that's really cool.
It's the concept that even though you failed, that when you win a dungeon, when you complete one, you almost did it for everybody. You did it for the team.
There was like an immense like feeling of pride that like I got to a second phase. So there's like 3 rooms, and then you can press your luck and get a better whip or something, more materials, or you can just take the relic and go back to your hub and got a successful win.
I almost wish if you won that dungeon, you could just look at their loot and be like, pick one item that you want.
That would be pretty interesting.
So you can just grab like the nice whip and then. The explorer chose this as like a trophy or something, and you're like, oh, dang it, that was my favorite whip.
But this game is really stressful. I mean, I'm not a big Indiana Jones guy, but the traps and stuff that are in this game, the opposite of what people say about like a Dark Souls, where it's like tough but fair. It's like every time you lose, it's generally going to be like, that was bullshit. Which like you kind of have to respect, like from a game that's based off of like there's darts flying at you or something's falling from the ceiling. Like you have to watch every corner.
And like one thing I saw on like I watched a couple YouTube videos of this game and people playing it. The ghost can set off the traps.
So that's another thing.
If you let the ghost go too far ahead of you, they'll just be arrows flying in random directions.
So that's another thing I'll do in like the earlier rooms is just run on every tile and like make sure they all fall. I'm competing against like to be a dick in the early rooms, and then in the later rooms, I'm those people are my mentors. You know, you gotta modify your approach and your relationship with these ghosts.
I guess is there a way that like you could theoretically as a player make it impossible for anyone to ever finish it?
Impossible, no, but you can definitely make it hard.
Because
like,
I guess
the highest amount of ghosts that I've seen in one room is like 21, and I actually ended up liberating that thing. I felt really great about it. Proudest achievement in that game.
Liberating is a curious word for stealing
an
artifact.
They're captured phantoms, man. The phantoms are captured. Gotta let them free.
I just that was very like imperialistic way of looking at it. Like I liberated these artifacts. Listen, it's a holiday weekend. Y'all gotta deal with this. No, I mean that 21 some people in a room. And you
see that? And you're just like, the odds are not in my favor.
No, like it's chances are I'm going to fail here. But like I said,
and these idiots have all died, so something terrible is going to get set off in about 10 seconds. I don't know what's going to be.
And it's also that there's got to be that line, right? Well, you want to race them because they could theoretically make it harder for you, but at the same time, sometimes watching them, like I'm sure that watching a phantom and then watching him go through the hallway and get shot by a dart, you're like, well, I need him in front of me because that's where I can tell where he died. So it's like this damned if you do, damned if you don't situation where you don't want them to make life so hard on you that they take all your experience or destroy the tiles or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to see where they died.
I will say that the game does some smart things. Like the traps are on timers, so if somebody's way ahead of you and they run across a tile and it falls, it's going to reset itself. To the point where it's not impossible. Like somebody can't just run on every tile and just jump in this pit until you die now. And then again, the whip, is a grappling hook, so you're gonna mitigate a lot of danger. Like the people who speedrun this game don't touch the ground. Like they're jumping, whipping, and then they're falling, resetting the whip, whipping again. Like they're just flying across rooms to the point where their traps are not a problem for them.
It's like the Titanfall guy.
Yeah.
Who does people who do the Titanfall trial speed runs, where you're like using grenades to propel you faster forward.
That guy's a pilot.
Yeah. That guy becomes Octane in the Apex games. That's actually what the lore thing for Octane.
Yeah.
But okay, how does the movement feel though? Like is it like the concept I'm sold on 100%? Mm-hmm. Is the movement and the gameplay up to par for the concept?
I would say yes. The first thing I did, obviously, it's not movement completely related, but like turn off the motion blur, man. It's gonna make you sick.
That's just video games in general. Somewhere down the line, we fell in love with motion blur, and I don't know who those people are.
I don't either, actually. I don't know.
Like I'm not a motion blur. Never have I looked at motion blur and said, boy, does this add to the experience.
It always makes me feel sick.
Yes, I've never enjoyed it. And I just like I say, I always turn that off when I have a chance.
Yeah, but it's I mean, you can play it either way. If it's slowing and kind of analyzing your play, or you can just run through. And I would say that either way you play it, it's going to be a good time. The whip, the only thing that I would say is probably an intentional thing, but like there is some sag when you grab something. So like if you're using the whip to jump over an obstacle and it's like a spike that shoots up from the ground, you are still kind of in danger there. You have to kind of maneuver around that, but it's not inconsistent. Like that's going to be a part of it. So yeah, the movement is also, it's got a apex slide on surfaces that only adds to the experience of making you feel badass.
Can you wall run?
No wall run.
Ah, damn.
But you can, whip to anything. Anything you can grab with the whip. So
okay.
How
if
fast
you're in
is
range,
the cooldown for that? Is it pretty quick?
You have to. It resets when you hit the ground, so you can't just keep like smacking it. at this point, maybe there's like a whip down the road that adds an extra charge or something. But yeah,
I mean, that makes sense because you got to be careful not to make the whip breakable, or people are just going to use it to like cheat their way. You don't want it to be a situation where players can like clear 30 dungeons in a row. Like, you want people failing because that's what makes it fun for everybody else.
Right.
I said last question last time, but I got one more. When you log in, do you just get like a bunch of messages like all these ones that you failed at got completed?
There is a statue you can talk to that shows basically your unsolved dungeons. But then I don't usually check that because there's also a separate area where it's just like, here's all your whips. Okay. And so if they're gone, you'll see like a little purple thing that you can buy it back or, not buy it back. And there is a share code, so it does incentivize sending a dungeon to your friends. I think that's a little bugged out at the moment, so I'm not sure if that's in the game at the moment, but it's definitely a feature.
That they plan on like expanding upon later.
That was something that was big for us. If y'all remember, we talked about we wanted to challenge other people to the dungeon because that would be more fun to know that like it would be more fun for Nick to fail at a dungeon, send it to me fail at it, send it to Michael, and then if Michael fails at it, we all know we all suck. But if one of us completes it, it's the bragging rights thing.
Yeah,
that's what you want. You want to be like, ha ha. You suckers fell in those pits.
And now it's like a mixture of, can someone beat this dungeon? I lost my best whip.
Exactly. Yeah. There's literal Reddit threads of just post your thing and we'll try to run through this.
That's what you want, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You want Reddit threads of people being like, please, I need my whip back.
My best whip is in this dungeon. Please finish it.
But now if you had Michael's idea, though, where you could pick it.
You could pick one item that would just be like, evil.
You could finish it and then take the whip.
As far as leaderboards, there's not any in the game, but you do get if you get a unique relic out of the dungeon, you can basically count how many relics you have, like different ones. But yeah,
so it would be like that would be the way to track, like because you do want to. I think it would be nice if they had an option where it's like, this is how many dungeons I finished,
right?
Because then it's the competition thing of like, damn, Nick finished 10 more than I've got. I gotta, do something. Or Michael's coming up on me. He just did 3 today. I gotta freaking, keep him from catching me.
This will be day one when it comes to consoles. If this comes to consoles, I hope it does.
God.
I think there's a plan for it to come to console. I'll make sure that's accurate.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense not to put it on there right now because consoles still don't do a good job with like.
Xbox better than PlayStation. They have a better way of labeling that stuff.
They just put like a gray line on top of it.
Game preview is their phrasing of it.
They did that for the Epic Battle Simulator. When they put that on Game Pass, it was just game preview on top of it.
Grounded is still like that too.
Still has it.
It's getting expansions in early access too, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any official plans to bring it to console.
Okay.
I feel with it being on Microsoft's press conference, it would make a lot of sense for that to come to at least Xbox.
Was Phantom Abyss on Xboxes?
I thought that was a Devolver.
That was a Devolver.
I think it was Devolver.
That was a Devolver and
that was
Devolver.
Devolver. Yeah, that was Devolver. Never mind. I feel like that should be on consoles. I could see that.
That's a great Game Pass game.
It would work.
For sure, yeah.
Everything's a great Game Pass game. It's like the Switch. Put it on Switch.
But I mean, it's great. It would work well on any of the consoles, really, to be honest with you. No, and it doesn't look like it's so visually challenging it would be a problem or anything.
Nah, there is some, like, I don't know if this is optimization on their side, but there are points where, like, in the room that I had 21 Phantoms, it definitely chugged a little bit. There's a lot of, like, stuff going on that if it's not present, it's still counting for, like a lot of trap timers and stuff, stuff like that. But I feel like they could probably smooth that out.
Yeah. And it is, early access. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, good for them to at least, be. I would rather a game be in early access and you put it up front than be released and still be, acting like that.
We finally got this game to where we want it 6 months after release. not pointing any names here, not mentioning any.
Still not on the Sony still.
Oh, it's back.
I think it's back.
It
is? Yeah, it is back. And with a stipulation that says, we recommend you don't play this on a base PlayStation 4. Mm-hmm. Please play this on a PlayStation Pro or a PlayStation 5.
That's even worse.
That is hilarious.
I am going to applaud Sony for being like, we're taking this shit off the store. Good for them.
I mean, they kind of threw Sony under the bus, so it's kind of just like a fuck you.
But like, but they could have handled that behind the scenes, but instead they're like, nah, You gonna be
Yeah.
like that? We're gonna take your broken ass game off the store. Michael, you been playing any video games?
One in particular that I've touched on already, so I won't take too much time. I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that has occupied my entire non game club game because this game is great. I think I am on the verge of really loving this game.
Okay. I mean, I know you've talked about it a little bit. About how far along are you in there?
I'm in chapter 8, so if you played original Final Fantasy VII, I am, not a spoiler here, I have met Aerith, and now it's a Cloud and Aerith story as we're going around the slums and everything. It's a big, more open area than some of the past corridor, dungeon-focused sections of dealing with the Mako reactor stuff. But so there's a lot more side quests, a lot more open, and I just want to do everything because I love the characters and I want to see them interact with each other even more. Every single character from the original game I've played. Well, I'll probably end up talking about this later, but I've never finished Final Fantasy VII. I played past the point where this remake covers, and then not much further than that. I never saw the end of the first disc. So, all of these characters are so much more fleshed out than I remember in this section. And this is just a small chunk of the entire Final Fantasy VII story, especially if you want to get to the spin-offs and prequels and all that. Square Enix loves Final Fantasy VII, turns out. So.
I think they love the money that comes with Final Fantasy VII. You still fiddling around with Hades by chance?
More or less, yeah. I got to the boss of the third section where it's 2 bosses.
Yeah, those guys are bastards.
Oh my, that's...
Yeah. I don't know. I was shaking my head, but fuck those guys.
They kicked me to the curb, and I'm just I'll come back to this in a section, but after losing to them, I did finally have enough, I forget the purple stuff.
Essence.
The essence. I finally have enough essence to get another death. So now I can die twice in a run. When I fought them, I only could die once. So now I know if I get to them, I'm like, oh, these guys are done.
I don't think I ever got to them without having to use that perk.
Yeah.
They are the equivalent of if you play Dark Souls. There was a boss that is 2 guys, a fast guy and a big guy, and it's just at that point it feels like we are just trying to kick you in the nuts.
Will they heal each other like those Dark Souls bosses? Because
I don't
if one
think
dies,
so.
If you take too long, will they revive the other? Because
No,
let me
they
tell
won't
you,
do that.
They won't do. Okay.
But I want to say that either one gets a buff when the other dies, or heals when the other
I
dies.
think he moves faster.
Yeah.
If I
good.
remember correctly.
Oh, good. The fast guy who can clear the entire stage can move faster. Exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, I think whoever
Thanks,
dies
Supergiant.
speeds up the guy, or not. Maybe not. Doesn't move faster, but he's more aggressive. Or
Yeah,
something.
they definitely get some kind of buff.
There is some repercussions for dealing with the second guy. He is now harder. That's a great game. That's why I wanted to check in.
It's a wonderful game. I'm gonna continue through it, but yeah.
I fiddled around a little bit more with Dark Alliance.
This
Is
is an
that
indie game.
Is that still installed on your
It's
Xbox
still
at this moment?
installed. It's a game that should I like fantasy games. I like 4-player or co-op games. I compared it to Vermintide, the Vermintide series a lot when I on the last time I talked about this. It just, boy, man, that game. It's a video game in the worst possible way. There's just nothing that grips me about it that's exciting. I was playing as the Archer character, and I don't know if there's a line in which enemies become aggressive to you, but there was a portion in which the 3 people I was playing with, random people, I guess they were just dicking around in a lobby or whatever because they just stopped moving forward. And I went forward without them. I shot a couple of goblins, and I guess I was shooting from behind the point in the line where they become aggressive.
Yeah.
Because they became aware of me, but they never charged me. And so it was just this slow, boring ass boom, boom, boom of killing these goblins, and them just taunting me from a distance as I'm shooting them in the face and then dying. which is kind of like the way I feel about that game. It does not look bad, but it's just not a game that, like, I'm not a D&D guy. Like, I don't care about D&D lore and stuff. But even if I think you did, I don't think any of this is exciting to you. Like, there's some, like, recognizable monsters that I know of just from, like, you know, hearing about D&D stuff through the grapevine. But there's never, like, something that feels like a big... The entire game is set after a big event. So it feels like you're set in, like, the cleanup phase of stuff. It's just nothing there to grip onto. If you want to play a game like this, the Vermintide series is the way to go.
Or the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance game that they re-released right before this one.
Is that 4-player co-op?
2-player, I know.
2-player co-op.
I mean, might be 4, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's just 2.
I was kind of excited about this because I thought it might be a fun game we could all play. But man, it's
thanks for filling it out for us.
Yeah, it's just nothing there, man. Like, it really isn't much there. I thought maybe I picked like the quote unquote boring character with a ranged character, but the game shouldn't be breakable enough that I can just stay back from a distance. If you give a game a character that has a bow and arrow, and I can just hang back and enemies just don't like come near me, then you screwed up your design. That's on you. That's not on me. I'm playing the game in a logical sense here. And, like, no one I played with seems like they were super invested. There was a lot of, like, dropouts and stuff. Like if you play, like, even if you play the Vermintide... I keep using that as my example because I think it's a similar style of game with a hub world that you go on different missions. Usually, once you get a party going in that game, even though there's not, like, a ton of people still playing it necessarily, they will stick with you at least until the end of the run or the mission.
Left 4 Dead was like that too. Like, once people get into a lobby, you stick it out for the entire campaign.
And they'll usually maybe play another campaign with you, or play a campaign until you die, like, multiple times. Like, you can tell people are just a little bit more invested in it. Mm-hmm. And here, that people drop like crazy. Like, you can tell it's a lot of, you know, screw this is boring, or this isn't worth my time, or whatever. And... like, I thought, well, maybe if I got some people together and played it, it would get better. But I think when the gameplay is this boring, then it's just not worth your time.
That's such a bummer. I was looking forward to this.
Yeah, and it's going to come off the hard drive pretty quick, I think. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of the game for the game show coming up. And I have so many fun thoughts about that. That's going to be a really good show. BioShock is going to be fascinating. My note pages are just filling up. And then I also went back and fiddled around with Project Warlock 2 got announced at E3. So I went back and started playing back through Project Warlock, unlocking a lot of the weapons that I didn't unlock the first time. Mm-hmm. All those weapons have like a pick system where you're like for the pistol, you can either pick to upgrade it into like a Desert Eagle, or you can upgrade it into a flare gun.
Okay.
Or you could upgrade like your minigun to a portable turret that you drop, or you could upgrade it to like a quadruple minigun.
I wish listed that because I really like the visual style after you told me about it. It looks pretty great.
It's got of those boomer shooter games, it's, you know, it's not something you have to have like affinity for those games. Like, you don't have to be like a Doom guy. You don't have to be fiddling around with the Wolfenstein here in 2021. You can still play Project Warlock and just have a great time. And it's not a game that gets super hard, super quick. I don't think it gets super difficult until you get to what would be the 4th chapter. Okay. Which is like a dystopian Terminator reference chapter.
Okay.
All of those chapters are references to things. There was a chapter in Medieval Castles, a chapter in Egypt, a chapter where there's basically the base from The Thing.
Sounds like a Serious Sam style thing going on.
Yeah, or like, yeah, kind of.
Okay.
It's just like different environments, completely different enemies. And then the last chapter is basically a greatest hits of all those, where it's hell version of all of those. And it's a good game. Okay. Project Warlock 2 is on my list of like very excited about video games, and I don't even need much from it. I just need it to be a new Project Warlock. And if you do play it, don't worry about spells. Fuck the spells. Don't spend your money on upgrading the spells. Always upgrade the guns.
That's just good advice in general.
Get new guns. Get new guns. let's jump into today's topic. We wanted to talk about some stuff. This entire show is about playing retro or games we missed or whatever. That's kind of the theme of our show here on State of the Safe. So what comes along with that is a lot of conversations on video games for what we're going to play, which leads to a lot of conversations on games you think we would have played, but we have not. We all have a pile of shame on video games, things that we wish we played or should have played but didn't. So today we're going to air those video games out. We're going to allow you to call us out and call us posers all you want. I've got a few games. Michael got a few games. Nick, were you able to get a couple games maybe?
The fun part about this topic for me is that pretty much every game is on this list.
Well,
I feel like it would be easier for you to be like, have you played this game? And the answer is probably just going to be no.
I've only got a few of them here. Obviously there's a ton of video games I ain't played, but I do have a few. And I tried to pick stuff that it makes no sense that I haven't tried it.
Okay.
Like real obvious stuff that Eric should like, but didn't play it. Michael, you got a list too. Do you want to start us off? You want me to start us off?
You could go first.
I've been playing video games for a while. I like the Nintendo releases. Big release that everyone talks about, cult classic, all this, that, and the other. I have never played Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. It is a game that it feels like a game that should appeal to me, but I never did it. Never got around to playing it. I think some of it is it's not something that's been like easy accessible.
Oh no,
on a bunch of consoles. Yeah. But it's a game that of the Legend of Zelda series, it should be the one that I've played because it's a little bit darker. It's got a little bit more of a darker premise and it's a little bit more of a gimmick.
Really cool gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, it feels like it should be the one that I have played. Majora's Mask has just never been something I've had time to sit down and play.
That's fair.
Yeah. Nick, you're a Zelda guy. Have you played Majora's Mask?
Yeah, that's my favorite Zelda game.
Okay, so am I wrong in not playing Majora's Mask?
I would say you're wrong in not playing it, but I also kind of understand why people maybe don't like it. It's been a while since I've played it, but that cool game mechanic is basically a wipe every time. Like, there's not a lot of stuff that exists through that wipe. So, I can understand how people, if they're not, it's not a main line Zelda game in the, sense that it continues the story in any meaningful way.
In the book of Zelda that Nintendo put out, Zelda just does not label it as canon, quote unquote.
So that
is it canon or is it like
it's definitely, but it's not like it's not a typical Link goes to save the princess game.
Which is why it interests me more. I
think.
Because I've played those. Mm-hmm. I know what the deal is with those, and they're generally really good games.
It's one of the only times they're like, we're going to make a direct sequel rather than a brand new Link and everything. This is the Link coming off of his adventure in Ocarina of Time and just going off on his own.
Which you could be like, is like the best example of that Link at that point of the go save the princess Link. Mm-hmm. So it kind of makes sense that our next story doesn't evolve another go save the princess Link. It's Link dealing with a new problem.
Yeah.
An angry moon crashing into the water. So that's a big one for me. I should have played. I regret not playing it. I need to play it one of these days.
I have another Zelda on my list too. The top one. I never played Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Really? Never
played that one. That is there's two console Zeldas I've never touched. Link to the Past and Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword, you have I don't feel like anyone is going to look at you and be like, you didn't play Skyward Sword, dude?
There was instances where I wanted to play like Link to the Past, especially with it being on Switch. A while back, I haven't touched this in years, but I'm not even going to name here. I had a YouTube channel once where one of my features on it was I would play games I haven't played before that should have. So I dedicated like a series to this, and in that I played the first Resident Evil, Symphony of the Night. My next one was going to be Link to the Past. And because of that, when it came on Switch, I was like, oh, I'm going to do something on it. I haven't touched it yet. And then when we started this show, I'm like, we'll probably get to Link to the Past eventually. I'm not going to touch it right now. So it's always been me pushing back Link to the Past.
I have played it. I've never finished it. But it's definitely one that like I would love to do for the show at one point. It's completely different than a lot of the other stuff that we've done, on the show. I would have an easier time going and doing that one than doing something like Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask for the show. Like, it's just something that I think fits the format a little bit better.
Yeah.
But, so we look back over our Legend of Zelda fam. Have you played Link to the Past?
Yeah. I've played generally most of the Zelda games. I haven't played Four Swords, but everything else, like if it came out, especially on like a DS or portable console, I probably beat it over the course of a vacation.
The only handheld Zelda game I touched was Oracle of Ages, and that was it. That's the only non-console Zelda I've touched. So the handheld, so you can rope all the handheld Zeldas in with that too.
One thing, like for me, for Nintendo games, is Nintendo games are so great when they were on those old like the GBA games and stuff like that. Because one, they were separate games. They weren't actually it wasn't always a port necessarily.
I mean, they did,
but they did
like the Mario series.
I'm talking about like the Metroid series.
Yeah, they were all, and they all had like story ties and everything to the overall series. Like these weren't inconsequential stuff. It's like, oh, here's Metroid 4.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, but like I was thinking about the Zeldas in particular. Like those were completely different games, and they were great, like ambitious games for those consoles. Compared to some of the other stuff coming out at the time. Nick, you got any games in particular you thinking of that you wish you should have played, or things you feel deep shame about not playing?
I mean, I don't know about deep shame, but like I feel like I've missed out on entire franchises, really.
Okay.
Like I've never played a Castlevania game.
See, that's a
good one. Yeah.
And there's some like when you say you never played one, instantly I start thinking of like
exactly. Like I've definitely played games that like fall into like again, never played a Metroid game.
And those two in particular surprised me. Because you are such a fan of a lot of the games that are like take inspiration from those games.
Right.
Like I think about how you feel about the Messenger, or how you feel about several other because the Messenger is sort of a Metroid style thing.
And games that rely on like exploration in particular and everything too.
So those are franchises that I know that if we got you to play one, like I feel like you would get hooked pretty quick. Like I feel like if we ever did like a Metroid game or a Castlevania game for here, like if we did Symphony of the Night or Rondo of Blood, which Rondo of Blood would probably be a really good one. I feel like you would be hooked pretty quick. Like then it would be like Nick's played 4 Castlevanias this year.
I definitely believe that. Yeah.
The collection on Switch, I think, or anywhere actually, is probably a good place to start. Is like here's like 7 of these classic non-Metroidvania Castlevania games. They're a great point because you get the awesome Game Boy game Castlevania 2: Belmont's Revenge, which is a fantastic title.
Castlevania also is in those like great portable games.
Yeah, exactly.
Some really good portable Castlevania.
I haven't touched any of the Metroidvania, Castlevania Advance games, but I think an Australian rating board said the Castlevania Advance collection exists and was rated. So I'm gonna hop on that immediately. You get Castlevania 4. You get the Japanese version of all those games, so you can play Castlevania 3 in a non-broken American format. So you can play it so that wasn't broken for rentals back here in the States because they made games a lot harder just so you would have to rent it multiple times. So that's if you want to start with Castlevania, that's probably the collection to get. Or, of course, Symphony of the Night is
which is
fantastic.
Usually, and it's on sale a lot on Xbox.
Those are Games with Gold last year, I think.
But it's usually a lot of times it's on sale for $2 to $3. They put it on sale a lot.
Lords of the Shadows fine, but it's completely different. I like that game.
But that wouldn't be your introduction.
That's not a Castlevania game.
No. That's a we had the license Castlevania and we slapped it on this other video game about vampires. Also, you like the Netflix show?
Yeah, I
right?
watched the show. And
The show is
it's really
fantastic.
good.
So the show is great. Yeah, so I feel like that's even more like incentive.
Yeah.
To be like, you would probably like this, these games.
I was late to Castlevania. The show was what got me to play those games, and I loved it.
The name I always butcher the name because it's kind of a generic name, but the Curse of the Moon Bloodlines or something series they did.
Bloodstained, yes.
Bloodstained. Okay,
yeah.
they did one that was like a Symphony of the Night, but then they did an NES style one that was like a tie-in with it or something, and that got a sequel. Both of those NES ones are actually really freaking fun because you get 4 characters throughout the game, and you're swapping among the 4 characters to navigate the dungeons. And like in the first game, like you have like basically a Belmont style character, you have a Alucard style character, like you have like these kind of archetypes.
You have the archetypes, yeah.
And the second one goes really off the freaking rails. You get a dog in a mech suit.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, sold.
And but all those are really, really good. Like I said, they're almost like I said. I think they were like Patreon, not Patreon, but like Kickstarter rewards or something.
They started out as a Kickstarter stretch goal at the first Curse of the Moon. Like, hey, you're gonna get this like prequel game that's gonna tie in, and everybody loved that game so much.
They got a sequel, and it's actually really, really like if you kind of want to see what those kind of games kind of are, like the NES ones in particular, it's a good version of it, and they're great Switch games. I finished the first Curse on the Moon. I don't think I ever finished the second. I think I'm on the last section. But every once in a while, I'll go back and fiddle with it.
Yeah.
My next one, kind of coming off my talk about Project Warlock, which is kind of fitting. I play a lot of classic first-person shooters because it's my favorite genre. One I have never played is I've never played Quake, the first Quake.
I'm with you there. I've never touched Quake.
Me neither.
I have played Quake 2. I've played Quake 3. I've played Quake 4. I have played the Battlefield-style Quake. I have never played the first Quake. This is the 25th anniversary of that Quake one coming out. I have watched some 25th anniversary retrospectives and stuff like that on YouTube. Some people have done some really good stuff going back on it. I think maybe in the next coming weeks I'm going to try to play me through Quake. I'll go back and I'll play Doom 2 now. I'll go back and play Wolfenstein. I'll go back and play. I try to fit around and try to make sure I've played through, if not at least played a portion of all of those kind of beginning first-person shooters, games like Blood, games like all that stuff. But Quake, for some reason, is one that just always passed me by. I think one of the reasons is the sprite design on those old id Software kind of stuff, like Doom 2, I think holds up better
than the fully 3D.
The fully 3D design of Quake. And especially because that 3D design gets a little bit better in my mind in Quake 2, which is worth going back and playing now. And the design of the missions is pretty decent in Quake 2. But I need to go back just as a video first-person shooter of a historian kind of moment, and go back and play the first Quake, because a lot of stuff that I enjoy is still based around Quake and how it was, and also it's very, very different than the rest of that Quake series. Like the story wise is not even connected. 2 is a completely different story and completely different thing than Quake 1. And my running theory is now that Doom is kind of put to rest, it would be a hell of a time for them to go back and maybe remake a Quake or do a Quake version of what they did with Doom. So, boy, it would be nice if I actually had played Quake before they did that. So, Quake is one of mine. I've never played through Quake. What about you, Nick? No, Michael. We'll keep the order going.
I'm gonna be cheating a bit here. I have an entire genre in an era. Every major Super Nintendo and PS1 JRPG.
That's a very, I feel like that's acceptable because
there's so many classic people consider greatest games of all time in that category that just all have completely fell by the wayside for me. Like Earthbound, Final Fantasy 6 through 9, 7 I started but never finished. Mario RPG, Wild Arms, Vagrant Story, never finished. Chrono Trigger.
People
so
are going to be mad about that.
I've started a lot of them but never finished. Chrono Trigger especially was one that I had on the Vita Then I got into emulation on the Vita and kind of got pushed back. So then it's one of those things where, okay, I have to start this game completely over at this point. But I really loved what I played of that. Just so many that if I did start it, I only got like a couple, 2 to 3 hours in before I just put it down and never touched it again. And feels like a crime, especially something like Earthbound that I know I will enjoy, but I just...
It's a very big time commitment.
It is.
And my big issue with those games is the combat systems doesn't age well for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a super huge fan of turn-based JRPG, kind of classic JRPG turn-based combat. So the concept of going back to those, that's the biggest like hurdle. Stories in those games and stuff like that is very interesting to me. I want to experience those, but the combat makes it kind of difficult for me to go back to. I think that you're a little bit more tolerant of that kind of that combat because just some of the other games that you enjoy, you play a lot of like JRPG or JRPG that are like strategy games, kind of stuff like that you'll play.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's, man, that combat is a hurdle.
That's weird that you say that. Not to derail it, but didn't you just get into Yakuza Like a Dragon?
Yes, I did, which is weird.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Yakuza Like a Dragon. We should have talked about that game because I know you're playing it too.
Yeah.
That. Okay.
Yakuza would have been a series on this list if you guys didn't start Like a Dragon, I imagine.
Yeah.
Freaking,
yeah.
But Like a Dragon's great. The combat there, it's turn-based, but like for some reason with how fast it is, I don't feel the slog of it, if that makes any sense. Because
that does make sense.
Dude, it's so fast.
Yeah.
And I think also the there's no like run across the screen, punch a guy and run back in Yakuza. Like, man, like some of these combos and stuff are just freaking cool. And also with the ability to do stuff like timing in the combo to increase your damage. It just feels very active. I like Yakuza Like a Dragon. I don't know how far along you're in it, Nick.
I've got like 2 chapters in.
Oh, you're farther along than I am. But dude, that game is freaking amazing. Have you started it?
No, I have not.
Michael.
It's a good looking game. I don't know how it looks on console, but on PC, it's good looking game.
It looks good. Also, it makes you feel things when you don't think. There's a scene that I talked to you about on Discord with the young master when he a conversation that happens in the bathroom, and even I went, well, shit.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. Like I feel like it's terrible that the only way that this concept can get across for me, but it's not a spoiler, but there's like the big part of this game is that a dude is removed from society for 10 or 20 years, and it's just like empathizing with somebody that, like, dude, everything about life that you know is no longer relevant. Like, everything has changed so much.
I wish we talked about doing a Yakuza game for the show, and Like a Dragon would have been a great one. But damn, those games are so long.
It is a long.
My fear was, and I knew that it would be tough for us to stay on target for it, and I didn't want to do like a 10-part Yakuza show. But damn.
It would have to be one where we like, hey, when we all beat Chapter 5, we'll all meet, we'll all convene and talk about Chapter 5.
I have a feeling we're going to talk Yakuza. This won't be the last time we talk Like a Dragon. That's a great video game.
With Yakuza, I'm always having been in the awkward spot of only playing 0. I'm like, do I move forward with Kiru's story, or do I jump right into Ichiban with Like a Dragon? I've been told 2 different things, because I've been told, like, oh, you can just skip Kiwami 1 and go right to Kiwami 2 to continue Kiru's story because it's all summed up. And then I've had some people say, oh, just jump on Like a Dragon because it's really freaking good.
I had no issues at all jumping into Like a Dragon and being invested. Yeah. Like, the characters are presented, and I'm not a fan. I'm not I'm a fan of this game, but I'm not knowledgeable about the series. But these characters are very quickly introduced. There's a great opening sequence that explains one particular character's kind of mindset on things very well. Dude, like, I think Like a Dragon is a great starting point. It's a great starting point, and it's a great... This is completely outside my normal wheelhouse of what I play. and I've had a ball with it, man. I've had a ball with this game. I'm gonna keep fiddling around with Like a Dragon for sure. That's
You sound like how I was when I started Persona.
yeah. I was looking at Like a Dragon t-shirts online. I'm a sucker for shirts that don't look like video game shirts, like that they'll like. I was looking at there's a website I stumbled across that had some Metal Gear shirts, but they're like just like Fox Unit shirts and stuff.
That's
so
cool.
You unless you know it's a Metal Gear shirt. I like.
So
things
we'll walk by and go, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I generally like my wrestling shirts or my video game shirts or whatever to be things that if you didn't know it was a video game, you wouldn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like logos super on my stuff if I can help it. But there's some really cool Like a Dragon shirts. Nick, we'll talk about some shame, Nick. You got any other shames?
There's so much shames, I guess. Never played a Final Fantasy game.
I've never finished a Final Fantasy game. I fiddled with a couple of them. That one I don't have a ton of shame about because I just don't. The remake of 7 is the first time I've actually felt like I might enjoy one. Every other time I've looked at Final Fantasy games, I just go, this is not an Eric game.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not like a thing like, how dare you like this?
Yeah.
It's just like, it just never has rung true for me. Like, boy, I gotta get involved in this. Maybe the one where you're driving around in a car.
15 was fun. That was 15. I liked 15.
Because it's like a bachelor party weekend or something.
And that is the only Final Fantasy at this point that I have finished. I will finish 7 Remake.
Yeah.
But yeah. I liked 15. Fans of the series are divisive on that game, but as someone who's like, I just want to have a fun adventure with some bros in the back of a truck or the back of a convertible, this sounds like a fun old time.
Yeah, yeah, man, I think those games are just not things that necessary. But then again, I would have said the same thing about the Yakuza series until I played Like a Dragon, and now I'm like, boy, this game was great. I'm having a ball with Yakuza. So who knows? Maybe there's a Final Fantasy, and maybe 7 Remake, because that's the one that I look at and I'm like, I could play this. This looks like I could play.
I wonder if your guys liking Like a Dragon will entice you to go back and check out 0 or the Kiwami games.
I'm much more, but then I think I might be more likely to play another sequel to Like a Dragon.
That's true.
That might be the way I think I might. It's like Devil May Cry is for me. Like I played, Devil May Cry 5, and I freaking loved it. And so Devil May Cry 6 comes out. I'm gonna probably play that day one. Like I really like Devil May Cry 5, but I'm not super I didn't go right back and play Devil May Cry 1. I was.
Yeah.
I think now it's just that's the series I've kind of jumped into, and that's cool that those games have done stuff to entice new players into them. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that Like a Dragon, I think Like a Dragon has done that a lot. I think a lot of people are like, "Hey, I played Like a Dragon. It's my first Yakuza game, and I like it." And those people probably are more likely to play a sequel to Like a Dragon than they are to go back to all the other Yakuzas.
I get it.
Except there was one that Okada is in Yakuza, but it's like Yakuza 6 or
6.
whatever. It makes no sense for me to jump. I think he's in there for 5 minutes.
He's probably a side quest.
I do know that Kenny Omega is very, very upset that he was not in a Yakuza game because he's mentioned it in multiple interviews that Okada getting to be in a Yakuza game was bullshit, and he was very upset about it. I'm gonna do one more here. I like fighting games. I've never played a Smash Brothers game.
Oh, we can fix that.
Yeah. Right.
I've never played a Smash Brothers game. I think the newest Smash Brothers is the one that looks the most interesting to me, just because it's got weird ass.
Everyone is
the
there.
DLC characters are wonderful.
Yeah, but I have never played a Smash game. It's one of those things I've been at conventions and stuff where there's the places you can just walk up and play people, but people are really fucking good at Smash.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna walk up and get demolished by that 7-year-old because I'm like, oh, I punch you, right? No, you gotta do air combos and juggle. Why didn't you catch the end of the stage?
You don't know about L canceling?
No, I don't know what L canceling is. For a game with Mario in it, boy, is there a lot going on. But I've never played a Smash Brothers game.
I've played them all to a certain extent.
I think I've played every one except for Brawl.
Okay.
Because I didn't have a Wii.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people kind of fell off in that era of Nintendo. Like you talk about like Zelda games and stuff like that, where a lot of people like I didn't play the Wii Zeldas,
despite it being like one of the most successful selling consoles. Like,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of people bought that don't usually buy consoles.
yeah, that's a good point.
And nothing
It was
wrong
like a
with
party game thing.
Brawl sold very, very well, though. It was like, I think the top, until Ultimate, it was the top selling Smash game.
Yeah.
I think that, especially for the Wii, like it was a lot of times I would go to people's houses who had a Wii, and it was like, I got the Wii and I got the Wii Sports.
Right. Yeah.
And but good on Nintendo.
Yeah.
They filled a market spot. I'm not going to sit there and be like, that's not video games. Fuck that. Those people had a great time.
We talk about the casual market in games because of the Wii and mobile games. That kind of made that demographic exist and is still... You don't hear about them, you don't talk about them, but they're still out there playing games.
Fortnite is still a humongous.
Everyone's mother is out there playing Candy Crush. And we just don't talk about it.
Like
playing Words
level
with Friends.
14,000 on Candy Crush.
Or like, you are?
No, I'm just saying, like, everybody's mom.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, at that point, it's just like, I don't know.
Remember
Do they
that-
release new levels? Are they procedurally generated? I
I think
want to
they're
know.
procedurally generated. But also, like, it's like that Temple Run game.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, my mom had like a huge freaking rank in Temple Run. It was the thing she did at the doctor's office or did while waiting for, food at, pickup at a food place. It was just run the Temple Run. Like, those games, I don't fault those games. If I was designing games, boy, would I wish I hit one of those kind of nail on the head kind of situations. But the Wii, I feel like, is a dead spot for a lot of people, where people are like, I just didn't play this because it was on the Wii, and I bought a 360 or a PlayStation 3 instead. It didn't appeal to the same market. But, which is why those games should be re-released in places where people could play them. Michael.
Yes.
Another shame.
Mega Man. Anti-Mega Man. Never played a Mega Man. Never played Mega Man X. Never played a Battle Network. Never played a Legends. Never played a single Mega Man game.
I think that is just like the story of like me playing games. It's like I've always played like the weird thing that's like, no, that's not Mega Man, dude. Like,
it makes sense that would be one you would.
But it's good. It's very fun.
I've played.
Because that was on the GameCube too.
Yeah,
around that time.
And,
so
there was a
You
that was
were
the one
of the
that
few
almost
people I
got me.
knew in our friend group who had a GameCube.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to have an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah,
There's too many guns on those consoles.
Which is why I wanted an Xbox.
Yeah, that's why I routinely hung out with some guy. It's just so I could go over there and play Halo every weekend.
Wait a second. This? Was this me?
No, it wasn't you.
Okay, thank God.
I was too young.
Okay, thank God. I was like, wait a second. This entire friendship is based on you just wanting to play Halo?
No, but I have one of those friendships, and I'm not, not proud of it. I'm not trying to say I got one.
You played a lot of Halo.
But I played a lot of Halo 3 at that dude's house.
Dude. But, like, I will say this, though. That's why you're very well versed on, like, the good games on GameCube.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if it was anything good on GameCube, you had played it.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, yeah, Nick's playing the quality on the GameCube, though.
with people who had a GameCube back in the day, we, like, all, since there wasn't as many games, like, we all have that, like, it's like a language that is like, oh, yeah, Smash Bros. Melee, yeah, all right, we all played that. Wind Waker, really good Zelda, yeah.
Yep.
And then I'm the weird guy who brings up F-Zero GX, and then everyone falls silent. And I go, come on, the best racing game ever. Come on, guys.
GameCube was the PlayStation 2 Xbox generation, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I had a PlayStation 2. And so, like, I feel like Xbox is a little bit like GameCube in that aspect, that you probably played Halo. You probably played games like Forza was on, there.
Yeah.
You probably played, there was about 6 to 10 games that I think you played there. On PlayStation, I think there was enough stuff and enough like established franchises that I remember like going to people's games collections and seeing a bunch of stuff that I didn't have.
It's all completely different. Even like the Sony tent poles, you mostly just gravitated to one. You were either a Ratchet guy, a Sly Cooper guy, or a Jak and Daxter guy.
Damn, Sly Cooper was good.
I haven't played any of those games.
I was a Jak and Daxter guy.
I wasn't a I've never played Jak and Daxter. I didn't play a ton of Ratchet and Clank games, but damn, I like Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper was cool. That new Ratchet game looks good.
It does look really good.
I want to play that new Ratchet game. No, like, but I think that is interesting. Like, if you have the console that has the least amount of games that are like big games.
Oh, the Dreamcast Brotherhood's still strong. Like, they're still rallying behind the Dreamcast.
But you all played the good ones. It's like you had there was less definition of like there was less choice. So you probably all stuck to the good ones.
There's a sense
because it's a Nintendo console, Nintendo's still putting out good games for it.
There's a sense of community there.
Yeah.
Even the Wii U community is like, we hate ourselves, but at least we're together.
Yeah. Get that Mario Maker.
That was a fine console. I had a Wii U at one point. It was fine.
At one point, you didn't keep it.
I don't ever keep consoles. That's just like a thing for me, though.
Okay, about five games on that Wii. I had a PSP. I can't say nothing.
I played Breath of the Wild.
I had a Vita.
You had a Vita. I don't know what the fuck you played on a Vita.
PS1 games.
I actually don't even know. Like, what is the Vita? I don't even understand. Is it just a PSP?
It was a PSP like upgrade.
I think I have a Vita. I don't know. Yeah, I played Tomba 2 on it.
Yes.
That game slaps, dude.
All right, yeah.
I'm living for it. Like, I would finance a Tomba remake or a Tomba 3 if I had like Jeff Bezos money.
If someone was at a Kickstarter, it'd be like, we're making a spiritual successor to Tomba.
Yes.
It's just Tomba but different. I'd put all that money down. We should play Tomba.
Tomba slaps,
that's
dude.
a great
I just
game.
played
Do
it
I have
last
a
year.
Vita? I don't got a Vita.
No, you have a PS3.
PS3.
It's on the store.
Okay.
It's a PS1 game.
Didn't they just like kill the PlayStation one of the
No,
stores?
No, it was a rumor.
No, it wasn't a rumor. They were going to,
And then everybody's like,
they
nah.
Yeah, exactly. And Sony was like, never mind. We're only killing the PSP store.
Oh, okay.
And then even then, they're killing it on the PSP itself. You can still buy PSP games on the PS3 and transfer them.
Who the fuck is buying PSP games?
People
on
who
the
want to
PSP?
replay Tomba.
Metal Gear Acid.
I think I
Portable
might play
Ops.
that.
I don't know if it's on the store, but you could probably emulate Metal
heard
Gear
good
Acid
things about it.
It's a card-based Metal Gear. Like, that's just cool.
When Portable Ops came out, there was the ability to like walk by and like trade operators. But I didn't live in an area with a ton of foot traffic, and so I kept it on me for like a month, and I never got an operator.
Dude, I was the same way. Like, even going to school. Like, I went to school and was in school at the time that like the Nintendo DS was a thing.
Oh, the Street Pass.
And I would never get Street Passes. So like when you did, it was like literally it was like Christmas, man.
You only did it if you went like. Because where we live, everyone drives. There's not a lot of foot traffic, so it's not like we don't take subways.
Right.
So it's not like I feel like that works great if you're taking a lot of public transportation, but if you don't, unless you are running into either people you know that you can street pass with, chances are you're just not gonna get it.
The only time we had that around here was when Pokemon Go was a thing. Because
Yeah.
people were just like finding ways to walk to get to places.
That
so
was
they could-
like a cultural touchstone.
It really
moment.
was. It's
Like
really
we
weird.
even like my wife cares nothing about video games, but even she got into the Pokemon Go for a little while where she was walking. We would take walks around our neighborhood at the time. We were living in an apartment complex, and we would take walks, and she'd go, keep her phone out, see if she find herself a Squirtle or something. That's a franchise that it's not on my shame because I played several of them, but I've not played a Pokemon game in a very, very long time, since probably Platinum. And I keep wondering, like, when's the next Pokemon game that I need? Like, I ain't gonna lie, though, a part of me just wants to go back and play Red again.
That's a viable option. I really liked... What got me back into Pokemon, because it would have been on my list, too, if it wasn't for the most recent games, because I have friends really into Pokemon. When I got a Switch, they're like, you need to get back into Pokemon. So it was the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, which kind of led me back into the series in a weird way. And then it was Sword and Shield. So I have an attachment with Sword and Shield that I really love because that was bringing me back in the series, even though hardcore fans are still angry about that game. And like, they left out this Pokemon. Yeah. I'm just like,
I don't care about any Pokemon that were not in the original.
There's only
Pokemon.
400. There's only 400 in this game. What are we doing?
Yeah,
Like,
I
just
played
like-
Sword and Shield, and like none of the outrage like affected me. I was just like, every Pokemon that I know is probably in this game, and I don't care if I'm missing out on like an ice cream type Pokemon.
I
Like,
only want the original Pokemon because thanks to Logan Paul, Pokemon cards are now a thing again, and so my daughter is into Pokemon cards, and she wants to start collecting them, which is a terrible time to start collecting.
It's literally the worst time.
Do you want your kid to be held at gunpoint
Yeah,
at a Target?
I mean, I'm kind of scared to even go. I was gonna go to the store and buy her some, but I'm afraid she's gonna be sitting there because she don't give a shit about the money worth of these things. She just thinks they're cool, and
which honestly is like the best way to enjoy.
Which is the way to enjoy
this
everything.
hobby. Yeah, like
you should not care about I like comics. You know what ruins comics in a lot of ways? Speculation.
Yeah.
Oh, is this gonna be a big book? Fuck you. Read the comic. Like, there's a Kevin Smith line that he said in a documentary back in like the early 2000s that he takes all his comic books when he's done reading them, he throws them away. And like, I have a little bit of a collector mentality in me, so I couldn't do that. But I respect the hell out of that mentality of like, this is cool, because that's what comics were originally. They were just like freaking super disposable, cheap paper thing that you would buy your kid, and your kid would read it, and he'd throw it away probably. And you would throw him away at the end of the week when he was done reading his 10-cent comics.
Yeah.
And like the worst thing in the world now is the fact that everyone reads comics and thinking that they're going to get rich off of comics. And so, like, the Pokemon card thing, like, I was thinking about, like, here she is. She really is getting into this. And I'm like, cool, we go buy you some little Pokemon cards. But, like, you got asshole 40-year-old, 30-year-old men out there looking like me, running around, be like, get the fuck away from that silver platinum pack. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, this is for the kids. Fuck you. Why can't we all have fun?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to a game store in a while, but, like, those are always, if we're going to, pass on a little feel-good mentality. Support your local game stores.
Yes.
Don't go to Walmart or Target. I don't even think you can get Pokemon cards at Target anymore. I think
They took away.
I think they're just like, we're tired of this kind of like crazy rush. But, I'm sure you could still go to your local game store and get Pokemon cards or Magic cards or whatever you're buying.
And if you work in those places, promote it among the kids. Because if you want to stay fucking in business in 20 years, this is the problem comics are having. We got so freaking elitist in comics that the kids stopped reading comics. And now it's just a bunch of people that are older people buying comics, like late 20s, early 30s, 40s, 50s, yada yada. Like, what's going to happen in 20 years? There ain't going to be kids buying comics. So, like, my kid buys, likes the Veronica, Betty and Veronica books. Because it's, Archie puts out comics like that. And I buy those for her because she likes that kind of stuff. But you want this thing to be around in 20 years? You need the kids into it now. Like, because that's what got you into it. So yeah, that's your public service announcement. Be an asshole over Pokemon cards. Jesus Christ. Everybody should be able to buy them. What were we even talking about?
Logan Paul.
You want to talk about a real card thing? My brother-in-law yesterday was digging through some boxes, and he found a bunch of baseball cards that he had, and then he had 3 unopened boxes of Desert Storm cards. Like, they're cards, like baseball cards, but entirely based around Desert Storm.
What?
He didn't know what they were for either.
Yeah.
And I was looking
That's
like Desert Storm. Like these are like I don't know if they're like pictures of tanks and stuff, but he was just as confused about. They were all unopened. Like, he didn't know why they were there either.
I don't know. As a card guy, like, I really don't understand why that stuff, like, if there's not a game around it, or I respect baseball cards and, like, sports memorabilia in that aspect.
Yeah.
Somebody likes that stuff.
I liked it as a kid a lot.
Why do you want, like, a Fortnite memorable, like, collector's card? Like, that just really is just, like, it's a whole industry propped up by, like, the notion that maybe when your uncle goes to the flea market, he'll pick you something up, and it's that pack of cards.
I liked sports cards as a kid because I was like very hardcore into sports. So for me, I liked it because it was cool because it had like the stats, it had like, what college they went to. Like, it was like a way that also because the internet wasn't as big of a thing. It was how you learned about your favorite baseball players.
Yeah.
Like I knew about Andrew Jones based on his little one paragraph on the back of his Upper Deck card, so it's like it kind of had a purpose. Like, you wanted to know like what his stats were because you couldn't just go to the internet every time and look up what Andrew Jones's stats were for the year. But no, like the Desert Storm cards, I keep thinking about it. I kind of want. He's going to open some of that stuff. I kind of wanted to see like if he would like come on here and tell us what was on the Desert Storm cards because I just wanted to know. I didn't
Did he have the stats of the soldiers? 31 kills.
Damn, that's some That's some dystopian shit right there.
Really?
But like, I just had to know. Like, I wanted to know. Like, at the time, I should have made him open one. Like, we open the fucking pack. Let's see what's in there.
It'll lose value if you open it.
But he was just as. True. My favorite thing was he was just as confused as I was about it. Like, he did like, oh, cool, my Desert Storm cards. He was like, what the hell do I got 2 boxes of Desert Storm cards? Like, I'm talking like the 4 boxes, like not like packs. Like he had 4 boxes full of packs.
I'm now Googling the value of Desert Storm trading cards.
Don't tell him. I might get him off of him if they want some. He listens to this show like every once in a while, so I'm hoping he's listening right now, going home and opening those packs.
Does it look like this?
I didn't see the packs. I only saw the outside of the box, but that looks about right.
I would imagine this is the the box.
I mean, how many companies were producing Desert Storm?
I can't
packs?
imagine that. I mean, when you said that, this is what I pictured in my head. $26 for a 36 count sealed wax box on Walmart.com. There's your plug, Walmart.
They're still
I know
selling it?
Yeah.
Walmart
there's like a weird Amazon, like, you know how like there's secondary sellers on Amazon?
Yeah.
There is secondary sellers on Walmart.com.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't understand.
So there's some guy who's just
that
sitting
either.
on these.
Yeah.
Like,
there's always like $1,000 like elite trainer box from a random new set of Pokemon. Just like, I just hope somebody buys this. I feel like is what their mentality is.
I had so many damn Pokemon cards, and I got rid of them at the worst possible time. Yeah. Like right now, I would probably be rolling in some money, but because I used to buy like the one-off ones, like there was like the card shops in the mall, and I would go and buy like the plastic sealed like Japanese Charizard and stuff, and I had
that's smart. Even as a young child, you knew that singles are better than packs.
Exactly.
I respect that.
All right,
I respect that a lot.
I did that for baseball cards a lot too. Where I would buy like I never had like rookie year cards for the guys like Michael Jordan or anything, but I had like the Peyton Manning like first year card, second year card or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I kind of hate that stuff's gone away in some ways. But, like, it's also now that it's coming back, I realized how much bullshit it was. I was like, fuck, man. But, yeah, we should do a card cast.
Oh, I'm down. I'm already down.
Card cast?
I kept it mainstream for you guys, but let's talk about some Flesh and Blood, man.
What's Flesh and Blood?
It's a new card game that came out last year, and everybody was, like, speculating on it hard. And so the booster box price of a first edition box is like $13,000 for some reason. Just because it has what I would say is like arguably a worse looking foil that is exclusive to it. It's just shiny but not rainbow. I don't know. We can talk.
Okay.
Part of me just wants to get like really hardcore and
Can I
dedicate
go
my
ahead
life to Flesh and Blood.
Can I lock you down on this?
Yes, we can learn it together. I've never played. I almost own a full playset of the first edition, like not first edition.
You want to do that for a Twitch stream?
Oh my god, yes.
We just talk about Twitch streaming. I feel like that's the level of Twitch I want to be a part of.
Sure. Tabletop Flesh and Blood.
Holy shit! I got an idea. We can Twitch stream that. We can Twitch stream me teaching y'all how to play Warhammer Kill Team, and like this.
Sure.
We're gonna just do this shit, and then we're gonna play video games like Night Trap. Like, because the State of the Shave show is when we talk like our actual like in-depth video game talk, but I want our Twitch stream just to be weird.
Just a lawless hellhole.
Weird, dude.
I think Dan Rocker has a monopoly on lawless hellhole.
He's giving away toasters, but I'm looking at a toaster over there that got Mickey Mouse on it. So fuck, you could win a Mickey Mouse slightly used toaster. No, dude, like I would love to do a card cast.
This is the most surprising thing that you probably could have said to me today.
Well,
is that you would give a fuck about trading cards.
I would try to learn. I tried to learn Magic.
Yeah, but I don't feel like your heart was really in it.
It wasn't to it. Just you freaking like I sat down and I felt like you sat down. You were trying to make it easy for me, but goddamn.
I feel like the best thing is like Michael. You played Magic, right?
Yeah, I have some.
Did you play like competitively Magic?
No, I played at a club at college.
Okay, talk to Michael. And then just work your way up to me.
But you were my friend. Like I was like,
I'm
surely.
not a good teacher.
You were my friend.
Yeah.
No, but I said
until I slapped you the first game of Magic that you played. You were my friend.
You took no mercy.
That's not true. I feel like I probably didn't even attack.
Yes, you did attack. You had like some orcs on a freaking like chariot, and I was like, "What the fuck do I do with these?" You're like, "None of your cards you pulled will win."
I'm sure that probably actually happened.
Because I did the pull, and you're like, you did your first move, and I go, okay. Like I was showing you cards, like a really bad girlfriend trying to learn how to play poker, and I was like, what should I use, Nick, to fight you with? And you're like, none of those cards.
You
are gonna
probably
win.
should have kept that hand.
And I was like, what the hell? Because this is my favorite show we've done in a long time. Also, fun fact, one of my favorite memories is you bought that Gloomhaven game.
Yep.
Which we need to do something with because you spent
It's
a lot
in
of
my
money on that
closet.
game.
Yeah, it's in my
Michael,
closet.
are you aware of the Gloomhaven game?
No.
Dude, we were so underprepared. Nick bought this game, and he's like, do you want to come over? We'll play this tabletop game called Gloomhaven. And I said, okay. And we were excited. We got the box out. The box weighed like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn, man. I was at his house for like 6 hours, and we didn't start playing until like almost midnight.
Yeah, it was really
Because
late.
it was like, it was me and him reading books, trying our desperate...
Box is huge.
I feel like that's the thing with like board games though. I love board games. I have like a whole shelf of board games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the first time you play it is going to be a nightmare. But then you know how to play the game and you could try to explain it to people. Like I can explain Catan and Pandemic and all these board games
Are
now.
each of the figures wrapped in individual cardboard boxes on
Yes.
the inside?
Yes.
Oh, jeez Louise.
It was...
Each class
That's
has like
just
its
the
own
Ubisoft
figure.
logo.
Yeah, it's just
We need
probably.
to sit down, just because you spend a lot of money on that thing. We need to sit down and do that, maybe. Then maybe that can be a
They've
Twitch
done
thing.
an expansion for it too.
Maybe that
I
could
believe
be
it.
That can maybe be
Frosthaven.
one of our Twitch things we could do, is play Gloomhaven.
I'm okay with this.
Like, Michael is a huge board game guy.
I love board games.
This even looks like I'm even looking at this going, I have no idea what's happening here.
Michael,
Yeah.
what's the game, Michael, you've tried to get me to play for like 6 months? And I refuse to play.
Pan Am.
Pan Am.
Google
This
it
is
now.
a game about running airlines in the 1970s. Every time Michael's wife goes out of town, I can tell when Michael's wife goes out of town because instantly text messages start coming in. Hey man, you want to play some board games? And I was like, what kind of board games? And as always, Pan Am, man, it's a game about running airlines.
The goal of the game is to have the most stock. And he's like, why would I do that in real life?
Why would I do this in real life? Like, I am okay with board. There was a guy who I was hanging out with who we played some Star Wars RPG, which is like D&D for Star Wars. And we had a sessions going for a while. I think the pandemic kind of put us on the end of it because it got crazy. But I would love to go back and do that again. He did a great job. I feel bad for him because I didn't give him the credit at the time because he was very prepared. And like I am a terrible player in those things because I turned one of our Star Wars things into a Metal Gear parody where my character was sneaking around with a box and I kept rolling for stealth when I would just drop down in the box in front of like stormtroopers and shit, and like he had to deal with that shit. I feel so bad for him because he had to be prepared for me doing dumb shit. We had a player,
I mean, that's just the role of the GM to put up with the bullcrap that
things
the players
went bad. Like we dodged combat for like 3 different sessions in a row with this bullshit, and like I feel bad for him. But I really do hope he ever goes. If he ever wants to come back and do that again, I hope he does.
To bookend this, Michael, I will learn to play Pan Am.
Doesn't it look fun?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm down with like pretty much any board game.
Okay.
Except for like, I don't want to play a Martin Bradley game. Like, I don't want to play Monopoly with somebody.
See, I play a lot of those because I have a kid.
That's not fun.
But I have a
sorry.
kid.
Yeah, you added the last part after I said that.
We play
but, like,
Sorry.
Anybody with that would ever play like Candyland or like Chutes and Ladders, dude. Like,
No, they're
why?
not dark games.
Just sit there and just roll dice for 5 minutes and then you're done.
My kid loves board games.
Candyland.
But she likes Candyland. She likes Sorry. She likes Uno. Like, I like Uno. Uno's good.
No, it's not.
I like Uno. Fuck you.
There is nothing but just raw chance dictating that outcome. There's no skill to Uno. They like even people make house rules for Uno to make it more fun, and then Uno goes on their Twitter account and is like, "That's not real." Like,
I don't know if anyone's still listening,
probably not.
but I don't give a shit.
But this is the meat right
This
here.
is my
honestly, fuck Uno.
Michael, should we cut out the board game talk and just make 2 separate episodes?
Let's keep going. Let's just. I
Here's
don't
the
know what
thing.
I'm going to title this at this
I'm
point.
gonna fight you on Uno because I like Uno. I got Uno Attack over there, Have you played
I've
Uno
not played
Attack?
Uno Attack.
It's like Russian roulette with Uno, where you hit the button, and then if you hit the button at, like the wrong time, it shoots a bunch of cards in your face.
So it's just like, oh, chance squared.
Yeah, but
Chance
it's
where you get your deck, and then chance where you have
It's
to
like
press
Uno.
this button.
It's like Uno went to a Mario Party filter. Is essentially what
You
happened.
like Mario Party, and you're talking shit about Uno.
Because there's elements of skill in Mario Party. I'm not trying to bang this drum, dude. But there's many, like, I have often said that Mario Party would be better if they took the random chance out. Like, if there was Mario Party esports, I would be the first fucking person to build a house and invite 6 people to come live in it.
Just have like 6 guys in there.
Exactly.
You must roll the dice faster,
It's
dude.
all mini
Jesus.
games. It's all mini games. Shake the controller.
Jerk off that controller faster.
Yeah, no bonus stars at the end of Mario Party.
The only thing this has proven to me is, one, we'll do a board game card cast for the next File Corrupted. I'm going ahead and doing it. Michael is a huge board game guy. You are a huge card game guy / board game guy. I have played some board games I enjoy. I have played other board games that I do not freaking enjoy. Michael can tell about 5 minutes into a board game whether I'm into it or not.
You really just have to accept the fact that, like, the first time you play a board game, it's not going to be fun.
I have there's games I enjoy. Like he has a game that he's introduced to us called Code Names that I really freaking like. It's a fun like word association kind of game that is really fun. What's the one where I had the running character in it?
The running character.
Where I walked the dark film star Rachel Starr into for like
that's right. Boulder Dash.
Like I like some of those kind of games, and I do enjoy games like when we did play Gloomhaven. When we finally got into it, I actually enjoyed what we played. We only but the problem is it was 2 a.m. But I actually like. I'm not too cool for school. I'll admit that if someone was like, "Y'all want to do D&D?" I'd play some D&D.
I would play D&D.
I would probably be more into it if we did the Warhammer D&D called I think Dark Imperium or something.
I think I'm more likely to dip into the Warhammer one than like a Star Wars one.
I will say this: the Star Wars one that I played. And some of this I'm going to credit the guy who was running it, Kevin. Like, he freaking really did a good job of, like, coming prepared. But, like, that came with so much. Michael played a game.
Yeah.
Michael sat in and played a character for us one time. And, like, dude, that thing was so much stuff. Jeez. Like, I felt so bad for him because, like, the rule book is, like, a encyclopedia book. But I will say that it was cool. Like, if you're a Star Wars guy, but if y'all want to play the Warhammer one, I will buy that tonight on Amazon, and we will play the Warhammer one.
Are you going to be the game master?
I guess
that's the second
I feel like I have to be.
There's the second
hurdle.
hurdle.
I'm going to sit there, like, y'all don't know any of this stuff, so I'm going to have to be, like, I would have to be the one to be the game master.
I GM'd one game, and that was more work than I was prepared for. It was fun, but I'm like, it's going to be a long time before I GM
we'll do another
something.
challenge here. If y'all want to put in the reviews or send us emails, you want us to play a freaking RPG, we'll play it and record it and put it as a File Corrupted or something.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy
that
doing
would be
them.
fun.
They're very, like, I love video games so much. But I think with our schedules, it's hard for... We don't have a group that we play all the time. You know? We talked about that in a lot of games. I feel like the one advantage, like board games and stuff, is it forces you to get together and play. And also it gets you together as a group to sit around a table and talk about stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and put my foot down. Our next File Corrupted has got to be board game / card game cast.
It sounds good to
Do
me.
you want to try to bring that card game and we can try to learn it?
Are we talking Flesh and Blood?
Yeah.
We can. I mean, there's
I feel like
there's
I would
so many
try
resources on YouTube.
Is it something all 3 of us can play at the same time?
It would have to be... No, it would have to be... It's 1v1 on Flesh and Blood.
Well, we can all 3 try to learn it.
But if we find another person, we can all try to play Commander.
Commando.
Magic. It's 100
fuck
cards.
that.
Magic the Gathering.
100 magic cards drop into an arena.
Yeah.
Sold.
But there's like with Commander, like there's a lot of people that got into Magic that don't play the formats that most people play Magic in, that will still like get together every week and play Commander with their friends, because there's like a meta game of like politics. Like there's like parts of Commander is just like, I have a card that can mess up this dude's plan, but you can't attack me for 3 turns or something like that. Like
so it's got some politics.
there's a more politics aspect to it.
Is it less sporty? Like Magic
Yeah,
to me comes across as like...
There is competitive Commander, but it's less competitive in the fact that like I'm going to try to kill you by turn 4.
Magic to me is chess.
Yeah. with like a lot of pieces.
Because like there's a right way of doing things and a wrong way of doing things. And me, I'm not super into that kind of thing right now. And also, it's so far gone. Like goddamn, dude. Like, you know what I mean? This is I think a great idea. We have the new File Corrupted. Michael, do you have any objection to this being the next File Corrupted?
That's fine with me. Sure.
You can bring Pan Am. Maybe we could just do like a freaking board game / card game night.
Board game night, and then we'll record our thoughts on this board game night.
Yes. Or just talk about board games in general and card games and stuff like that. I am probably the least educated about any of this. The only thing I'm super getting into is Warhammer. And I tried so damn hard to convince. I sent you kill team suggestions. I'm like, how would y'all like to play these? Check out these here Tyranids. You don't want to play Tyranids? You don't want to play? I sent you kill teams in particular, trying to figure out like a kill team that y'all might like. Like I was like, let me think about Michael. What's Michael's personality? I think Tau fits Michael. I think Michael would like Tau. Let's send Michael Tau. And Nick would Nick like? Nick won't like Space Marines. He ain't gonna like Space Marines, but maybe Tyranids. Maybe he would like Tyranids. Like I was sitting there thinking about it a lot.
I feel like if you gave a card game an earnest shot, and like I committed to it, I would definitely do the same for Warhammer.
Like I would never make y'all play like regular Warhammer, because like goddamn how many models you have to buy and shit. But
that's another thing. But
Kill Team is small. Like Kill Team is very small. Like I have a Kill Team sitting over there. I have a Death Watch Kill Team that's 5 models. Like you don't need a lot for Kill Team.
And you can play a full experience with this.
Yes,
thing.
it's
okay.
Kill Team is like Warhammer Light. Is my way of looking at it.
That's more appealing.
Yes. So instead of having like a Warhammer match where like if me and Michael were playing Warhammer, right, and we're playing like a 5,000 points armies. Like goddamn, depending on what if Michael picked like Imperial Guard, he would need like 400 models. Like those are like Kill Team is like, here man, buy this one pack and you can have a Kill Team.
See, I'm down with that.
Okay, yeah,
honestly, I could
better.
probably find a Magic equivalent to something like that if you're interested.
I would do that.
There's a set. There's no deck building involved. It's literally grab 2 packs, shuffle them together, and then we could just play Magic like that. It's all.
I would do that.
All right.
I'll
find a way to do it.
I would even
all
go
right.
buy the packs.
I think I bought like a significant amount of these. Just for the off chance that somebody would want to play Jumpstart with me.
Is that what it's called? Jumpstart?
That's a specific set that they basically kind of like made like that format.
So is that like Warhammer Light? Like not Warhammer
I would
Light,
say
like Magic Light.
Yeah, like outside of a draft, it's like the closest thing that you're gonna get to like I can sit down and do this and shuffle these 2 packs together and play a game. And still get that full experience without deck building.
When I was trying to talk y'all into playing Warhammer with me, I had in my Amazon cart the Commander Recruit deck. It's like a $50 like 9th edition, and it's like bare minimum number of models that you need to play, and like little mission types that you can play against each other. And the only thing I was waiting on is one of you be like, okay. And once I got that okay, that shit was coming to me on Amazon Prime.
I don't know if we should like move some of these discussions off mic, but I'm down to
we probably should
maybe try Kill Team. I will buy a Kill Team, and if I like Warhammer Kill Team, I will open my mind more.
And I won't even make you pay them.
I'm looking at factions now.
Oh yes!
All right.
Okay, we
got the sign. We got to end the show.
What is the Drukari, first of all?
We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
This is not y'all ain't going nowhere now. But we do need to end the show because people are like they're just talking.
They're just making weekend plans now.
Our actual subject was like 20 minutes of this show.
I intentionally said in the Discord, I was like, it's a holiday weekend. Let's all hang out. And I was like, we'll do a show too. And that was, but I hope y'all enjoyed this show. I had a ball doing this.
This was great. This was fun.
This was a fun show. This is, I think, you know what I will say. Let's try to make this a little bit related to like what we would do if we ever did a Twitch streams. I think this would probably be the accurate thing what the Twitch streams would be like. But send in email stateofthesave@gmail.com. That's where you can contact us. You can send us if you want us to do particular board game stuff, or you want us to
never talk about this again.
We'll probably ignore those emails. You can also, if you want to get us to play Sonic Adventures 2, you can send that to...
We just need just a couple more 5-star reviews, guys. Let's
2
make
more
this happen.
5-star reviews.
And what's the qualification? They have to mention it in the thing.
Review. I wanted them to mention it in the review. I have been a little lenient in letting them just 5-star it.
Okay.
Now I will say, if you 5-star it on a podcast app that's not iTunes, you need to email us a screenshot to stateofthesave@gmail.com, and I will count those. State of the Save TikTok, State of the Save on Instagram and Twitter, all at State of the Save. TikTok is where I think we're putting our main focus on right now.
Absolutely.
But thank you guys for listening. It was a real fun episode. Yeah, sometimes these things just become masturbatory as hell, and that's what this one is. So, let's all talk about orcs for a second.
Good night, everybody.